This is Cheryl Day, store trainer for Sainsburys. How important are GCSE grades in English, Maths and Science for employees in this position?
Really important, and we ask for English and Maths at grade C's or higher. Science is really less important, but obviously a real benefit. It's really important people have a pleasant manner. Obviously they can work in a team, they speak well, as obviously they're going to be dealing with our customers.
What's the typical wage or salary for different positions in Sainsburys?
On training they would receive £6.38 per hour. And after their first 12 weeks that goes up to £6.54, and then obviously the team leaders get more money and the department managers as well get a lot more money. Team leaders roles are up to £7.62 an hour.
Okay, so what are the typical working hours?
We have shifts that are completely varied. So we have shifts that could basically be during the day, they can involve obviously weekends, evenings. We then have overtime available in the store.
So how many days paid holiday does the position offer?
The holiday is really, really good at Sainsburys. Approximately 6 weeks paid holiday per year. It's all about working in a team. It is a first come first serve, so literally depends on availability.
Okay.
If you're going to not be very organised, the weeks that you could want off could be gone.
What would be the consequences of an employee repeatedly arriving to work late or without the correct attire or equipment?
If that was to happen, then we would follow disciplinary procedures with that colleague. 2 verbals, a written and then a dismissal. We would hope that by choosing the right candidates in the first place, it's not an issue, and then we try and work together.
What would be the consequences of an employee being rude to other staff or the public or refusing to follow instructions?
If that was happening in our stores, we would most absolutely follow a disciplinary process. But as I say, we would hope that by choosing the right candidates in the first place and at the good training that they're given, they absolutely know what we expect to give our customers for service. It's definitely excellent. I love working for Sainsburys.
So far so good, but that's only one employer's point of view. Let's go to the next one.
I'm Beth Barber. I'm an assistant manager at McDonalds.
How important are GCSE grades in English, Maths and Science for a career in McDonald's?
Really important, maths and English particularly.
If you're going to be working on the till, then the maths is going to be important there?
Not so much maths because it's, you just type in the numbers and it does it for you.
Yeah.
However, English, you've got to be able to communicate with the crew and with the customers as well in a nice manner.
What would be the consequences of an employee being rude to other staff or the public or refusing to follow instructions?
I once had a crew member got the sack instantly for swearing at a customer. If someone's rude to a customer or an employee, then you'll get disciplined straight away. And if you keep going through that, then you'll get sacked eventually.
And that's it, no job.
That's
How
it.
important is being able to work as part of a team?
Massive. Absolutely massive.
What would be the consequences of someone repeatedly arriving to work late or without the correct uniform or the correct equipment?
Again, discipline. There's not many streams there of having to give out reprimands and warnings, and you'll get a sack.
What's a typical wage or salary?
16-year-olds it's £4.35, 18-year-olds minimum wage is £5, and then 21-year-olds it's £6.10.
What are the typical working hours?
They do vary, they are flexible. You've got 8 5s, 8 4s, you've got 12 8s, 11 7s, 4 till 12ish, 1ish, minimum of 4 hours to maximum whatever. Definitely need to be able to be a team player, you need to have confidence, you need to be an outgoing person who's willing to learn and who's willing to just crack on with the job. You get to meet people, you get friendly with people and you just keep talking. However, people are paid to work, so you've got to be hard working as well. It's fun, it's great. Working at McDonald's is absolutely great.
I wonder what other employers would say.
I work in the delivery team for Aviva, so that's the recruitment team, part of HR.
How important are GCSE grades in English, Maths and Science for employees coming to work at Aviva?
Any GCSEs are important. English and Maths are fundamental. I've recently been recruiting for trainee trading underwriters within the business, so they work in our intermediate partnership area. And we require 3 Bs at A level in order to join that scheme.
They also work towards a qualification as well?
Yeah, in the trainee trading underwriter roles, you'd be training for an insurance qualification, so that's something that Aviva would pay for as well. So again, it's a fantastic alternate plan to university. It's a trainee trading underwriter.
What type of personal qualities would be required for a role such as this?
At Aviva, we're really focused on sort of teamwork. You've got to have strong attention to detail, good communication skills. It's a corporate environment, so it really depends on your role as to whether you're actually client-facing, public-facing, or whether it's more sort of behind the scenes. It is insurance, but there are so many opportunities based in different locations. So you've got Norwich, London, Perth, the international companies as well. You might start off in the call centre and you might end up somewhere completely different.
What would typical working hours be?
35 hours a week, sort of 9 to 5. Business dependent, you would be expected to be flexible.
What would be the typical wage or salary for that role?
That's an entry-level role, so the basic salary is around 14,500. That's the basic, but then after they completing their qualifications, their pay would go up to sort of around 21,000 per annum, and all the benefits that we offer. So very good holiday. There's 29 days holiday. You get entitlement to a company bonus up to sort of around 24%.
What would the consequences be of an employee repeatedly arriving to work late or without the correct attire or equipment?
Well, it would start off, I think, with a verbal warning. It's just something that wouldn't be acceptable. It just doesn't happen because people don't really want to act like that or be seen and perceived by that by other members of their team as well.
What would the consequences be of an employee being rude to other staff or their managers or just refusing to follow instructions?
It would start off with your verbal warning with your manager. If it carried on, it would go down the disciplinary route, and if it was very bad, we do have opportunity in HR to actually dismiss you. I just really enjoy it, and the opportunities are great as well. Whilst it is a big company, it's pretty chilled out, pretty relaxed, and local, sort of homely. You can move anywhere, and we've got offices all over the world. Yeah, so if you prove yourself, you work hard, the world is your oyster, you can go anywhere.
Okay, but what if I'm thinking about going to university?
I'm Rosalind.
Tom.
You're both studying at UEA.
I am in my third year of studying drama.
I'm in my first year of doing physical education and sport.
What's it like being a student?
As good as everyone says it is. Staying away from home, like I've really learned how to cook properly.
But then also you've got all the extra stuff, the societies, the sports clubs, all that sort of thing.
And cooking meals together is really fun, like film nights.
Oh, yeah.
You put a film on in your room and everyone brings their duvet in.
So how important are GCSE grades in English, maths and science for getting into university?
I think most courses stipulate that you need at least a C in English, maths and science, don't you, to get on most courses. Everyone does a GCSE in maths, English and science, so it's a comparison board.
And everyone has to do it, so it's not like you're personally being picked on to do these horrible exams. Don't sulk about it now, because in 10 years' time you might find that you need it.
What's a typical wage or a salary for a graduate?
The average starting salary for a graduate is around £20,000 a year.
Your student finance is only repayable once you're earning £21,000, so they're expecting you to at some point earn £21,000 because otherwise they're not going to get their money back, so that you're looking at least £21,000.
The whole lifestyle experience, like I've learned so much more than just what I'm learning in my degree since I've been here.
How long is a typical undergraduate course?
3 years.
Course is 3 years,
3 years.
So most people will be about 21 when they graduate. However, I think you will both be 22 when we graduate because we both took gap years.
Would you recommend attending a university close to home or further away?
Some people want to get miles and miles away from home, and some people hate leaving home. Definitely go with your instinct.
It does go by quickly, university life.
It's been the most incredible 3 years.
What would happen if one of the students didn't turn up to lectures, didn't hand a work in when you meant to be doing it, didn't do what was required for the course?
I'd be very surprised if there was someone who did have that attitude at university, because you've chosen to come to university, you've worked very hard to get here, and you're doing a course which you should love.
And you're paying for it
and
as
you're
well.
paying. At the end of the day, if you don't do your work, you're not going to get a great degree, and that's going to have consequences in the future.
But you should have an idea of what your passion is. It doesn't have to be what you're best at. And that's where sort of putting yourself out there and doing extra stuff in school. So you're finding out what your passion is, you're finding out what you are good at. That is what's going to actually lead you on to where you want to be.
What are the student holidays
You
like?
get a month off for Christmas, and a month off for Easter, and roughly 3 months off for summer. You get a lot of holiday.
In sixth form, if you're thinking, if you want a university degree, which is what you might well need to get into certain jobs, you're going to need to really concentrate and get down to be able to get into university first off. You are studying what your passion is.
Be organised, work hard, and you will reap the rewards.
Well, that's definitely enough information for one day. Now, back to school.